So many of you may have seen this post from a Meet Today from Gong about the Auto-Meddicc function in the deal boards that you can see on the screen here. So super exciting innovation from the Gong team in integrating the Meddicc methodology into their deal boards for your use as a sales manager. So wanted to spend just a few minutes to comment on this launch and talk a little bit more about how you as a sales manager can leverage this and kind of the role that it may play in your day-to-day kind of deal analysis and coaching for your team. So first off, let's define what Meddicc is functionally so that we can compartmentalize kind of where it fits in your process. So first and foremost, Meddicc is a framework largely built around process adherence and data gathering. What I mean by that is, as you manage your sales team, the purpose of Meddicc is to make sure that rep 1, rep 2, and rep 17 are generally hunting for a common set of information from the key buckets that Meddicc prescribes. It is also a way to help determine that your team is adhering to the information you're hoping that they gather. That's what it is. It's also important to reference what Meddicc is not. So Meddicc is not a qualification. By having Meddicc or not having Meddicc, in most cases, does not determine whether that deal is qualified to be something you work or not. It is very easy to have gathered Meddicc information and have a deal that is 100% not qualified to be worked now. And it is also easy to not have Meddicc covered and have a very real piece of business. So really important that we don't distinguish, or misuse Meddicc for the wrong purpose. It is a very helpful tool to better understand, and especially as Gong lays it out, visually reference what's the sense of thoroughness of information that the reps have about each and every deal. And it gives you a launching point from our perspective on how to dig in deeper. So we believe this is a really cool tool. We think it's going to really help you as a visual starting point as you go through your team's pipeline to really get a sense of, okay, how deep or how broad is my team going in their discovery? And therefore, how much do we know about opportunity A versus opportunity B, et cetera? So what I think is important about this is please don't think or operate as if having Meddicc is in some way sales management autopilot. It is not. And I think Gong, like with all of their capabilities, it will continue to mature and improve. But what we need to understand as sales leaders is, okay, in this example, where you can see the arrow pointing here, in that deal, we have all of Meddicc. That's great. What you need to do as a sales manager is use this as a launching point to say, okay, well, let's review the quality of that. For example, the M in Meddicc is metric. Well, what was the metric that someone on the prospect side spoke about? Was it just revenue growth? Well, I think like most organizations, everyone wants revenue to grow. So that doesn't tell us a whole lot. Well, by how much? Is there a quantity involved there? Is there a timeline involved? What are the other details around revenue growth? Is it, a certain percentage? Is there a threshold? Is there a catalyst to it? I need to grow revenue because my company's trying to go public or because we're trying to add another 10, 50, 100 people. What's the reason behind the revenue growth so that we can better understand the catalyst for why they would want to potentially partner with our firm to drive that revenue growth? The other thing that's important about the qualitative side of this analysis is who's saying this. Is this my frontline champion saying, I've been told that the company wants to grow? Is this the CFO saying the number one priority for our business is revenue growth over the next X quarters? And when was that said? Was it said in a meeting last week? Was it said in a meeting 9 months ago? So all those things are important qualitative understanding that you can use this as a launching point to go investigate. So the key question is, well, how do I do that? Well, the function that we would recommend is look at each and every deal, and the ones that are critical to you this quarter, we're almost into February, if you can believe it. The key ones that are critical this quarter, let's go look at the last meeting, the last email exchange, maybe the last demo, whatever the last engagement was, where this was discussed, and let's go look into it. Let's see the quality of it. Let's see the breadth of it. Let's better understand who was presenting that information to me so that we can look at those details. And then really the key thing is, as you're reviewing it, this creates a really great opportunity for you to review the skill set of your team. So if I'm asking about metrics, which is what you've asked me to do as a rep, am I asking follow-on questions? So I ask, hey, what's the key measurement you're using for success or failure here? Revenue growth. Great. Is your rep saying, well, how much revenue growth, or over what period of time? Are they asking those follow-on questions that really start to get to the meat of their understanding of that opportunity or not? And then this becomes your opportunity to tee up your coaching that you do either in a one-on-one directly with that rep, or if you're finding systematic challenges for your team in that team meeting, to say, hey, I listened to a number of calls. We are doing a great job of checking the box of gathering some of this criteria, but where we're missing as a team is maybe the depth or breadth of that. And here's how we want to do that. Let's talk about how we ask follow-on questions, or maybe if you prefer, let's do a quick role play with the team in that meeting and practice asking follow-on questions, asking open-ended questions that will really dig deeper. So in summary, super excited. So congratulations to Gong for this launch. I think this is going to be a really powerful tool for all of you to use. The key thing is, don't make this an ending point. Make this a starting point. Use this as a way to dig deeper into your deals, to go into the Gong call recordings, to go into the transcripts, go into the email exchanges, and start to see what is the meat behind some of this criteria, and are we gathering the things we want, and then use that as contextual information to then go coach your team. So awesome new release. Super excited about seeing Gong's continued innovation. And then as managers, this is your opportunity. It's another tool in that tool bag for you to go use to continue to improve the skill set of your team and, of course, drive performance. So thanks for the time today. Super excited to see more. As we learn more about this feature, we'll share more about other ways that you can use it as well.